Department of Defense to be symbolically renamed Department of War. On September 5, 2025, President Donald Trump signed an executive order that initiates the rebranding of the Department of Defense as the Department of War, a move intended to convey a more forceful and assertive military posture. Naming as secondary title, not permanent yet. Under the terms of the executive order, Department of War will serve as a secondary name, usable in White House correspondence, public statements, ceremonial contexts, and other non-statutory documents. The official, legal title remains Department of Defense until Congress enacts legislation to formalize any change. Historical precedent and rationale. The Department of War originally existed from 1789 to 1947, overseeing the Army, Navy, and later, the Air Force. In 1947, a sweeping post-World War II reorganization, the National Security Act, consolidated these into the National Military Establishment, later renamed the Department of Defense in 1949. President Trump emphasized that the traditional name better reflects America's victories in World War I and II, and argued that defense sounds too passive. He declared, "Defense is too defensive, but we want to be offensive too if we have to be." Warrior ethos and cultural messaging. This rebranding aligns with broader efforts by the Trump administration to instill what they call a warrior ethos within the military. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, a key advocate for the change, even renamed his Pentagon conference room the WER Room and shared Department of War on social media. Hegseth stated that the shift is about creating warriors, not just defenders, and revitalizing a mindset focused on offensive strength and readiness. Legal and legislative implications. While the executive order permits the symbolic use of the new name, formal renaming requires congressional action. Republican lawmakers, including Representative Greg Steube, Florida, and Senator Mike Lee, Utah, have introduced companion legislation to codify the title change. Trump asserted that congressional approval might not be necessary, saying, "We're just going to do it," while expressing confidence that Congress would comply if needed. Symbolism versus substance. Critics argue the move is largely symbolic, raising concerns about cost, distraction, and legality. Rebranding requires changes to websites, signage, documentation, and more. Some view this as an unnecessary overhaul. But the administration defends it as a cultural shift, aiming to cast American military identity in a more overtly aggressive and historically resonant light. The debate over renaming the Department of Defense to the Department of War continues to spark strong reactions across the nation. What do you think about this change? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss our next update.